Hello everybody, welcome back to Making It Up. I am Isa. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be an eyebrow routine. A lot of people have asked me to do this, but I never wanted to do it because everybody has like different brow shapes, brow fullness, and everyone has different brows. So I didn't want to do something that doesn't work for everybody, but there are a billion brow tutorials out there, so I'm pretty sure everyone can find what works for them, and I wanted to share what works for me. So that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to share with you my brow routine, what I do every time I do my brows, what I use, and some tips and tricks that I have so that you can do the same if you want to learn how to do your brows. So if you are interested, then make sure to keep watching. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to be really close up for this part so that you can see the brows in action, but I first want to talk about some tools that I always use. One of the most important things for me is a spoolie. This is what a spoolie looks like if you've never seen one. And basically this is gonna just work to comb your brow hairs, to tame them. And honestly, this is like, even if you don't really do your brows, I know my sister, she has really full brows, she never does her brows, but she always like combs them with this. So the spoolie is #1 in my list of tools. And then I have 3 like different products that I like to use for my brows. There are pomades, there are powders, and there are pencils, and honestly it depends on what look you're going for and what you need. So if you have like super full brows, then I would recommend going for a powder or a pencil because it'll just make everything look more natural. You don't need a lot of precision, and it's a lot easier to just fill them in without going overboard and making your brows look like super blocky. But if you don't have a lot of brows and you sort of want to shape them and make your brows, basically like create your brows, then a pomade is really good for that. Also, if you just want a super sharp brow look, some people like it more natural, some people like it a lot more defined, then I find that a pomade works for that as well. So I'm going to share my 3, like the products that I use most. So if I'm going for a pomade, I like to use Color Brow Color in black and brown. It just looks like this. And this is pretty dark and it works pretty well for my brows. It matches like my hair. So it is very, very easy to use. It lasts a long time and it is really affordable, but I know that there are others that are super good. Anastasia Brow Pomade is like the classic. There's also the Benefit Brow one. I haven't tried those because I don't really use pomades a lot. So this is the one that I use whenever I want super defined brows and I want my brows to stay on for like the whole day. Then if I'm going for a pencil, this is for when I really don't have a lot of time and I just want to like quickly run something through my brows. I like to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. They also have the Brow Wiz. Obviously, that's another like cult favorite, but this one has like the teardrop shape here, which is easier for me to use because I just have to like run it like, and it works really easy. If you have a lot thinner brows than me, then definitely like the Brow Wiz is going to help you out a lot more, but I like to use this one, or there's also a L'Oreal one that is really similar to this one and it works amazingly as well. This is super easy for me to use and it lasts for quite a long time. It defines my brows and I love that. And then if I am going for more of a powder look, I like to use eyeshadows, but one thing that I've been using for a long time that I got while I was in England, this is the Berry M Brow Kit. This is a Shape and Define and it just looks like this. So this is like a little pomade. This is obviously the powder and this is a highlight shade. And I always use this. Before getting this, I always use like a really dark eyeshadow that matches my hair, and you can do that too. You don't need to go out and buy a specific brow powder, but this just works really well. It makes my brows look super defined and it matches my hair color, so that is the one that I use. But if I'm going for something a little bit more bushy and natural, I like to use powder because it makes my life a lot easier, and that is the one that I'm going to use today to show you guys how I do my brows. And then last but not least, something that I love using, brow gels. One of my favorites when it comes to tinted brow gels is a Benefit Gimme Brow, and this one's in number 5. I have loved this for ages, and basically this, whenever I really don't have time or I'm just doing no makeup, I apply something like this and it just defines my brows without me having to do much to them. I know there are people who can't do this because their brows are super sparse, but for me, this is a super easy way to fill them in. And whenever I do fill my brows with product and I don't want them to look super stark and like boom brows, I like to go with something like the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. This is a mini sample size, but this is just clear brow gel that sets your brows in place, and it doesn't add more product to your, like, more color to your brows. So I like to do that whenever I go for a more intense look with powders or pencils or pomades. But I definitely need to set my brows because they're crazy hairs, man. So yeah, brow gels are another tool that I really like to use. Okay, so now we get into the actual application of the brow product. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do before actually applying anything is to check for any unwanted hairs. So I do my brows by myself. I tweeze them, and I know you can do, like, there are people who go get them done and stuff, but I don't trust people with my brows, honestly, so I just do them myself. Right now I'm trying to, like, grow them a little bit more bushier while still keeping my shape. It's a little hard, but I am trying to do that. But if there are any, like, unwanted hairs that I see, I just, like, pluck them away. And this really just ensures that your brows look the best, even if you don't fill them to perfection. When they're groomed, they look amazing, and they make your face look amazing because brows, like, frame your face. So that is the first step. So now what I like to do is, first I like to run my spoolie through my brows to get rid of any excess product if I already did my face, like today. And sort of see where the shape is at. And then the first thing I do after that is not the first thing I do. After I do that, I like to brush my brows downwards. And then I start filling in the top with whatever product I'm going to go in with. So whether it be pencil, pomade, or in this case, I'm going to use powder. And I like to start at the tail of my brow and then move my way forward when I have less product on the brush. And also, it's very important to just build up the color. Don't go with a lot at once because it can be really hard to blend, and it can definitely fuck your brows up. But if you go in with little by little and you start building it up, then you can control the desired amount of product you want and how you want your brows to look. And then after I've filled the top of my brows, I will do the same, but I will just push all of my brow hairs upwards. And then I'll start filling in the bottom. So I'm going to start with the tail of my brow, where I want most intensity, and then move forward as less product is dispensed. Okay, and after I have done that, I will just run the spoolie and comb my hairs normally. Then I'll go back in with the powder and just go in through the sparse areas that I noticed. So I noticed there are some sparse areas up here and a few near the tail. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of product in those sparse areas. I'm trying not to do it all over my brow, just in the areas that need it. And when I get to the front of my brow, I just like to do like flicking movements to disperse even less product. Okay, so once I'm satisfied with the intensity of my brows and the shape of them, I go back in with my spoolie and just blend away any harshness that I could have caused. And then it's time to go in with the brow gel. Today I'm using my Gimme Brow, and what I like to do with this is I like to apply a coat of this, and I like to brush all my hairs upward. And I start applying in the middle of my brow, making my way to the tail, and then in the end I go into the front of it. and leave it like that for a few seconds to start setting and hardening. And then I go back in with a spoolie and tame the hairs. And after we are set with our brows, one last thing that I love to do is cleaning them up with concealer. I don't do this all the time, but if I feel like my brows are a little bit messy or I just want to make everything ultra neat, then I'll go in with a concealer and a flat brush and I will just clean it up. You don't need to do this, but it makes a difference in your brows, so I recommend if you've already done your face, then going in with a concealer that is very, very lightweight to ensure that it doesn't look cakey around your eyebrows. But I just like to go in with a very little amount of concealer and just running it through very gently, like you barely even notice. But it does clean everything up and it just makes your brows look a little bit neater, which is what, you know, we need to do. And also, if you made any mistakes when filling in your brows, concealer can clean that up, so you don't have to worry about being ultra precise. And after you've done your concealer, just make sure to check on your brows to see if there's anything you would like to add or subtract. And if you're okay with how they look, then you are done! You're done. That's it. That's all I do, honestly. Not that hard. You just have to get used to it and it becomes part of a routine. Okay, everybody, and that is it for my eyebrow routine. Let me know if you found this video helpful in the comments below, and if you have any other tips on brows that I didn't mention today, I would love to know them. So yeah, let me know what y'all do to your brows. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any other video suggestions that you'd like me to film, as always, also comment them because I would love your ideas and I would love to film things that you guys want to see. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. It gives me feedback. And if you enjoy me, my face, and everything in between, then make sure to subscribe to never miss out on any more videos. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I love you. So yeah, thank you. Bye.